Welcome to the Forest Green Ray. Today we're going to be working with forest green, and let's open directions together before we start. All right. We thank the spirits of the East for their love and their support as we work today. And just feel the love and the support of the helping spirits, the invisible ones who are coming to support you with our present work. Thank you. Now we bring our attention to the South, and we thank the loving spirits of the South for their support and love as we work together today. Just let your awareness go to the South, whatever the South means for you, the end of your town or village, the end, the coast of your country, whatever it means for you. Thank you, spirits of the South. And as you put out that feeling of thanks, wait for the wave to come back, the acknowledgement. Thank you. And we move to the West now. We thank the spirits of the West, the place of the setting sun. We thank you for your love and support as we work together today. Thank you, spirits of the South. West. West. The setting sun. Okay. My orientation's a little different today. Hi, Tony. Yeah, recovering from jet lag. I'm in New York right now. I'm in a village called Nyack. I'm in my sister's space where she gives her soul readings for people and connects them with their ancestors. Nancy Lawless, she's a gifted medium and spiritual practitioner. She's lovely. And I'm doing my quarantine here. And usually in the West, I'm seeing New York, but now I'm going further. So I said East, but actually, I'm going further west, yes, across the continent of North America. There I am in the West, thanking the spirits of the West for their support as we work tonight. Thank you. And now attention to the spirits of the North. Hi, Mayor. Hi, Alev. Now the spirits of the North. The loving, compassionate, helpful spirits. Thank you for your support as we work together. And feel that deep wisdom in the North. Thank you. Okay. And now we come to the lower world helpers and spirits, our power animals and friends, and we thank them for their love and their support as we work together. So inviting in your power animals, greeting and saying hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support and the love as we work together with Forest Green. Moving into the middle world, we thank the elementals, the fire, the air, the earth, and the waters. We thank the spirit of the place where you are. Thank you, spirits. And thank your true self for being here and for showing up and doing this work together. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Mayor. So good to see you guys here, to be in circle. Oh, I'm just getting shivers. We are middle world spirits, so I'm saying hello to your beautiful spirit. And we thank the upper world teachers, the Colour masters, the gurus, the wise ones, the sages, and the angelic, the archangelic, and all the helping and loving, compassionate spirits that want to enlighten us, to uplift us in these changing times. So today we're going to be working with Forest Green, and it's so lovely to see your messages coming in as I do this, and to know that we're here together doing this work. It's beautiful. And yesterday I did a long walk to the forest here to out by Hook Mountain. There's a path like that goes parallel to the river, so you're just at the edge of the Hudson on the not the New York City side, but the Jersey side of the Hudson, which also goes into Westchester. And I'm actually on the Jersey side looking over at the Westchester side. And the forest and the trees and the mountains were just so strong. The stone people were really, really powerful. And I've had so many profound experiences before years ago when I used to live here. And the spirits of place are awesome beings to work with. So I encourage you to connect in with the land where you live and really work with the spirits of the place where you are. So the trees were all there and the forest, and deer came up to me when I was walking. It was just shocking. A little woodpecker started pecking right above my head on the branches. I had a magical, magical time there. And the forest green energies were in full force. A lot of the leaves are falling now. So often when I think of forest green, I think of like the evergreen trees, that's with the needles, the pines, the redwood, that type of tree. But old trees in the forest are connected. And a lot of these trees were shedding their leaves. And they're like messages, you know. It was quite, even as I was walking to the forest along the pavement, the leaves landed on the sidewalk and then started to degrade, and then the wind would blow them away, but they'd left prints on the pavement. So like there was these outlines of leaves, almost like the echoes, like a ghostly echo of the leaf that had been there and started to go into leaf mold. And you know, it's such a profound feeling. And all the different shapes of leaves are like the handprints of the trees, the oaks, the chestnuts, the sycamores, maples, however you want to call them. And every tree has its own signature and energy and gift to give us. So with the forest green, the forest isn't just like one tree. The forest is the interrelationship of all the trees. It's a bit like us. You know, we're individual people, but we're actually social. And so we're all interconnected in families. So it's like a family of trees. And this green has a certain wisdom. Now, research has told us, as human beings, we need trees and we need forests. And we know that. We know we feel better when we walk in nature. So this week is the week to heal your COVID response, the trauma of what's been going on for a lot of people. Forest green is coming this week to support people. So going into nature, being with trees, being around trees, walking through a forest would be extremely healing this week. And you probably would get a lot of downloads from trees. So I would make it a point this week to spend time with trees, more so than other times. Just get yourself there to receive the healing, to fall into alignment, to fall into attunement with the forest energies. And you will feel blessed and you will receive the blessings of forest green this way. It's a very simple way to do it. Now, if you don't have access to a forest or it feels too difficult, you can pick one tree in your neighborhood, and I would suggest making friends with the tree. So rather than trying to like have a human dialogue with the tree, you need to go into sensory mode, falling deep inside, maybe dropping down, closing your eyes, dropping down into your belly, and imagining that your belly, like your belly button, it has eyes. And when you go to the tree, look from your belly, like drop down into your belly and feel the tree. Don't try to think words to the tree. It's not helpful. Drop down, slow down. Trees are vibrating at a different rate than the human brain, like we're constantly in beta. Slow down to alpha. If you can, go to theta, go to theta. Slow your brain wave. Be silent. Follow your breath. And then breathe with the tree. And just observe. You know, the tree is your brother. The tree is your sister. The tree's giving you oxygen to live. The tree's holding carbon for us, absorbing carbon, you know, keeping us, the environment. The tree is our best friend, doing so many things for us. So feeling that gratitude to the tree, just give thanks to the tree. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the tree. You are so beautiful. Look at the tree, look at the shape of the tree. You know, people sort of look at people, or we're animals, we like to study and see what people look like. Study the tree, like look at its limbs, look at its arms, look at its trunk, look at the body of the tree. Feel the tree. Adore the tree, you know, really greet and be with the tree. And if you're in a forest, you can do it with one of the trees in the forest. But I would say if you're an urban person and you're not accessing forests, even in cities, streets often have a tree, a couple of trees planted, but you can find one and make it your special friend. And I would say, greet that tree. Just smile, you see the tree sees you. The trees have been watching us for so long. You know, they're rooted and they watch the shenanigans of people. Really, they have such wisdom. They know how to be still, they know how to be silent, and they have their own systems of communication. So, you know, recently, like a lot of information has come about trees and mushrooms, mycelial networks, and that information flows through the tree's root systems. They can feel like some trees drop their seeds and they grow a lot of the same trees around them. Other trees, their networks are more spread. I think in Colorado, the aspen forests are actually like one giant root system. It's one tree. A whole cluster of trees can be like one tree. So when you think of forest, think of community of trees and be with the community of trees. Enjoy the community of trees and letting the forest wisdom flow through you. If any of you saw the movie Avatar, you remember the scene at the end where there was this special like ancestral tree, and when the person died, they gave them to the tree and the tree absorbed them into the network, and all the information was sent through the roots and spirit and energy. Well, actually, the truth is the trees are doing that with the mushrooms, mycelial, fungal networks. And as one tree dies, it will send its resources to the other trees around it. They communicate with each other through these chemical transmitters, like a nervous system, like we have within our own body. The trees are doing that. So there's a sentience in the tree. There's an ability for the tree to sense and perceive, and it releases different things. Now, old trees, different species behave differently. So I don't want to make one rule for all of them. But the forest green master, mistress, or angel, however you want to call them, some people prefer angels, the angels of the color rays, they come from the beyond into this reality for us. So the message for forest green for us this week is to be with a tree. What we're going to do is we're going to journey into forest green, and we're going to meet forest green, and I want you to ask for a forest green blessing and any message that you need to hear right now. So we will journey to ask the color ray to come, to inform you, to give you healing, and to give you any message that you might need to receive. So the color ray essence is slightly different than the physical tree. So I've given you two tasks. Find your neighborhood tree, a tree in your neighborhood or forest, and make friends with it. But now we're going to journey to forest green, and we're going to ask forest green for that love and for that support. Healing and any message. I've come for healing and any message that you have for me. So I'm journeying to meet forest green to receive healing and ask what message the forest green master or mistress or angel has for me. Okay, so let's go. thanking Forest Green and all the loving spirits. Give your gratitude before you leave. It's time to ask one favor before you go. So take a moment now and just feel and observe how you feel after merging and journeying and receiving healing from Forest Green. And Forest Green has a question for you. So let us sit silently together, and I want you to reflect on this question. What can you do to support forests and trees around you? What do you think you can do to nourish them? On whatever level, whether it's a spiritual level or a practical level, what's one small thing that you can do to support forests around you? And let's just take a moment of silence here and reflect. And really the first thought that comes into your head, however simple it is, a small step, just allow that impulse to arrive. What's a small thing I can do to support forests and trees? Okay, I would love for you to share whatever it is that you got, how you can support or how one, because anybody reading this later or watching it can see, wow, Forest Green, how can I support? And I will also write a comment about how to support. And it's just interesting. They really are our brothers and sisters. And they give us the oxygen, we give them the carbon dioxide, but you know, the forests are here for our mental well-being, our emotional well-being. And, you know, they're beautiful and they're practical, and we are so blessed to have brothers and sisters like the trees. So I feel like I'm in a deep communion with the forest spirits, and I feel so much joy, and I was really moved to tears, really feeling it quite profoundly. Yeah, Meher's written that we can support the Woodland Trust and the Rainforest Site to plant a tree. Yeah. So do you share your insights and the feelings that arose for you? I would love to hear how the healing was for you with the Forest Green, and what kind of trees you were surrounded. Yes, Olive says, come and visit us every day and talk to us. Absolutely. That's so spot on. You know, they are, you know, introduce yourself to a tree, you know, really, like, I do it in pictures when I talk to trees. I show them a movie in my mind and where I was born. And it's interesting being here in New York, in the area where I grew up and where I was born. And the nature spirits just welcomed me back like, hello, old friend. And so amazing to feel that blessed connection that I have with the nature spirits here, and how different they are from England and everywhere we go. And I was privileged, blessed to encounter them as a child, and just feeling an enormous sense of gratitude, welling up with tears. I just love the nature here and the spirit of the place. Sometimes it feels like on the surface there's a lot of noise with the humans, but you just tune into nature and it all disappears. It's like the nature spirits. So Tony says, sending prayers and honoring, respecting them, and linking to trees locally. There's a strong presence in the trees that she's resonated with in the past, showed themselves to her. Spot on, Tony. It's so great. It's so great. So us tree lovers, you know, I have been accused of being a tree hugger, and yes, I'm a tree hugger, and I hope you're a tree hugger too. Unless it damages the tree, then don't hug them. But, you know, loving the trees, and they are amazing beings, and we are so lucky to be living on a beautiful planet with these beautiful beings. And Meher said she met woodland people with mushroom hats, and they all became small, and they sat in the nook of the trees, and they were looking at the stars. Yes, the wee people, the wee folk, yeah. And the trees, the forest here, there were a lot of oak trees in the forest, and they had huge leaves compared to the British oaks. You know, they're almost the size of your hand, you know, and it's wild. It's just so beautiful. So, and yet in the British ones, they're very petite, and the trees are more craggly. And I just love the shape of trees. So drawing trees is another way of tuning into them. If you sit with your tree and you connect with your tree, and then if you're not the sort of person who feels like you're in that liminal space of journeying, just spend time with your tree and draw the bark, draw the trunk and the branches of the tree. And you're tuning in as you're watching, observing, looking, and then you're trying to replicate it on your art pad. And sometimes you just might get the essence of the tree rather than its form. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I will post some photos, Mary. I will. I'll put photos of the leaves. I mean, I think people must have thought I was a bit loopy photographing leaves. Yes, you know. And with COVID, people are quite tense, you know, and I was pausing on the sidewalk to take a picture of the stain on the outline of the leaf. I think the woman thought I was a bit loopy. So I just thought, I said, let me stand aside so you can pass me. Very impatient, you know, places to go. And, you know, here we are with nature. So enjoy the trees around you, and put a photo of your favorite tree if you've got it. And I look forward to connecting with you again with trees. And they're the antidote this week for the stress of the COVID and the COVID healing. So as you're with the trees and you're transmuting the stress inside of you, know that the healing is going out to the people who are suffering with COVID, or even the people who don't have COVID but are in a fear state and feeling tremendous anxiety. Let us send the positive energy, this blissful tree energy, that grace, that dignity, that lengthening spine, that beautiful tree energy of forest in communion. The trees are at peace with each other, and let us be at peace with each other, and have a beautiful forest green energy this week. And yeah, leave me any messages and put photos of your trees below. I'd love to see them. Okay, blessings and love, and a beautiful, beautiful forest green week. Lots of love.